eventually you get absorbed in and you are Sonic.
Oh, hi there, and welcome back to No Repeat, Don't You Know? It's a podcast where we pick 3 songs every week with no repeats and no do-overs to create a perfect playlist for every occasion life throws at you. I'm Taylor Olmstead, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, Tyler Reed.
I didn't get the memo that we were doing a Wisconsin accent for this episode. Don't you know? Hey there. Hey.
And Sean Evans.
So when you guys go by somebody, is it ever acceptable to go front to back, or do you try and front to front or back to back? Do you have a strategy for that?
Well, we're about to talk about all of this, Sean. Tyler, what was our challenge this week?
This week we were challenged to find the perfect song for Let Me Just Scoot Past You. Submitted by me. Not chosen by me, but I just threw it in there. But if you want to submit your own challenge, you can DM us at us on at NoRepeatPod on Instagram and Twitter, or you can always send us an email. Wow, what a concept. NoRepeatPod@gmail.com. Thanks so much.
So yeah, Sean brings up some interesting questions here as far as the strategy goes.
Yeah.
So when you're scooting past somebody,
Always front to front.
front to front.
Yeah, always put your wiener near whatever they got parts of. That's how you scoot past somebody. I look them in
Interesting.
the eye too. I'm like, hey, what's up?
I mean, I definitely try to make eye contact if I can, because I want, and I know that's
serious. You try to make eye contact with people when you can, when you're passing them like that.
very briefly. So I'm thinking like
in passing, like some brief eye contact.
yeah, I'm
And then
thinking
you immediately put your head back down.
like crowded concert venue or something like
shame.
that. Yeah, because I want them to like acknowledge that I am moving through, so that they don't just feel this like sensation of someone bumping up against them and think that I'm doing it on like for some other
you're-
reason.
Yeah.
I'm trying
that
to
you
like
don't
cop a
have
feel
to-
or something.
Yeah.
But I'm also the person that, like, as I go through the crowd, even if I don't have a drink in my hand, I kind of hold my hand out as if I do to, like, gesture in the direction I'm moving.
Right.
It's almost like an arrow, like, pointing me, like, hey, hi, going this.
I know.
good
We
spacer.
were at Atlanta Pride. We saw.
That's any crowded space. What are you...
Do you
need
not
very
do that? Do you
crowded
not
spaces.
do the hand arrow?
No, I just pushed my way through.
You got a hand arrow. You kidding me? Come on.
No, I don't do that.
Wait, chicken wing? You'll
I don't even
whap
do
'em?
that. I don't even do
Sean's
that.
throwing bows. He's getting to where he needs to go.
I just move in that direction.
I don't know. I feel like you need to kind of signal to people. You're also taller than us, though.
Not like...
Did you see his face? Oh, well, you can't because this is a podcast, but see Tyler's eyes, like, really first. He's not
Yeah.
taller than me.
Tyler got a little offended by that.
I mean, he is. But it's like... It's like comparably tall. Like, it's not like one of us is like 5 foot. It's like... I feel like you have more of a case there, but it's like, you know...
I feel like every little bit helps.
After a certain point... No, I
don't know.
All right, no, you're right.
So do you say something as you go by? Do you say, oh, let me just scoot past you?
Sometimes. If you're in, like, a concert, I don't think you have to do that. It's just assume that you're going to be moving around. If I'm at, like, a work function or dinner or something, I'll be nice. You're like, oh, I'm gonna go over here. Sorry, just coming by. Even though I don't know what I'm apologizing for, I do say sorry a lot.
I feel like the space where I do this the most is the grocery store. Even though it's only like me and one other person just trying to navigate carts down an aisle, I'm still going to be like, oh, I'm just going to go through here. Like, they clearly know that I'm trying to move down the aisle because they're doing the same thing in the opposite direction.
Because they're like, oh, they're about to pick up a can of some beans. You're like, You're like,
Right, but I still have to like announce it. I have to be like, hey,
yeah. Yeah, like, I'm
Hi.
sorry. You're clearly looking at something. I'm gonna block your vision for a whole second. I hope this doesn't ruin your day in a way
Yeah.
that means you will attack me violently. Like, what are we afraid of? What is the retaliation that we're trying to prevent here.
I feel like that works in the regular grocery store, but if you're at, I'm sure that you guys don't go to Costco on a regular basis, but if you go into Costco, it's like,
Oh, yeah, that's Mario Kart rules in there.
yeah,
You just start throwing things and hoping it hits people.
right. There's not even that much in there, too. It's just like absolute craziness in there.
See, I go to the opposite end of the spectrum. I'm an Aldi shopper. So everything in that place is small. It's only got 4 aisles, but it's the mean streets, baby.
Maybe it has to do more with the fact that Costco's carts are like extra size. It'd be like driving a compact car to like driving a semi-truck.
Hey, they gotta make it worth your quarter
Yeah.
that you get back.
Have you seen all the hacks where people put the house key in there and stuff like that?
Just carry a quarter. It's not that hard. Just keep one in your center console.
I don't live in the cash economy anymore, bro.
Exactly. I keep
I
one
don't got your
quarter.
rich man's quarters.
I keep 1 quarter in the center console of my car. It's my grocery store quarter. That's all it's for.
You don't
the
flip
only
it to
quarter in my
solve
life.
like street bets or something.
Nah. I got a coin toss app for that. I live in the future.
Remember when apps used to just literally just be that? It's like, we don't know what to do with this phone.
Oh, I
I'm gonna
guarantee you
pretend
there's
to drink
still
beer.
a sketchy ad-supported coin toss app somewhere.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And
I'm
my
just
mom
saying-
has it on her phone, no doubt.
iPhone apps were basically worthless for the first like couple of years that they existed. So
Classic. Tyler, do you announce when you're coming through?
I realize I sound like a weirdo, but I just say excuse me, excuse.
See, he
Pardon
works in the
me.
food
Up,
industry, so
up,
he's got it down
up,
to a science
up.
now.
Coming through, come behind you. Come behind.
He's just going through the store like, yes, chef, no, chef.
Yeah.
Right.
Hot
exactly.
pan.
Hot pan.
Yep. Excuse. Up. Here I go. Gotta do like a little like wiggle. I think I do present myself towards my opponent. I suppose it's you rather have a devil you know.
That's one way to look at it.
If we're gonna touch parts accidentally, it might as well be. It's clear that we both are sort of
Committed to
horrified
this
by
bit.
Yeah, rather than sort of like you kind of booty out and then it kind of wiggles up against them.
Well,
it's
that
like, whoa.
presents its own dangers too. Mm-hmm. You got to know what you're moving around back there.
Right.
But let's talk about songs. How'd you guys pick songs for this?
I cheated a little bit this week. I definitely waited for somebody else to put their song in, which was Taylor.
Taylor picked
and,
very early this week.
Yeah.
He was ready.
And then I was
Shot
like,
from the
well,
hip, baby.
What was his strategy? What did he do? So then I was like, I'll pick a song that deals with human movement, which is a lot, actually. I was pretty
That's where
not
you're wrong.
hard to find.
That's not
What?
how I picked my song.
Well, I chose to understand your song in a different way then, and that's your fault, and you can explain it. So that's how I came up to mine.
Tyler, how'd you pick yours?
So I feel like this was a perfect challenge for like the quirked up white boy alternative indie band. Like it's like Bare Naked Ladies, the Mountain Goats, Talking Heads, like anything from like kind of like the 90s or like early 2000s. It's like sort of like just weird dudes sort of making funny songs about whatever. I feel like they have a real like genre where they just kind of, they're sort of the ones that make songs about inconsequential topics that I feel like would be good for this challenge, which is really, this is not the most pressing moment of our lifetime, the scooting past someone challenge. Like nobody's really, we're not curing cancer, right? Good idea for a challenge. Perfect stuff for curing cancer.
No, so contrary to y'all's beliefs, I did not pick my song because it's about human motion. I picked my song for two reasons. The first being, I feel like it is the kind of song that plays in crowded environments where I have to scoot past people.
Okay.
AKA grocery store, bar, concert venue.
Okay.
It has passed into that realm of the culture where it's just upbeat background music that you hear in public places a lot.
Okay.
But then also, it has a lot of great 90s false stops in it, which are the perfect moment to be like, oh, sorry, just going to scoot past you there. So I think we should probably just talk about it.
You go ahead and start.
Yeah, let's do it. This week I chose Slide by Goo Goo Dolls.
I wanna wake up where you are. I won't say anything at all. So why don't you slide? Yeah, we're gonna let it slide.
Listen, Dizzy Up the Girl by Goo Goo Dolls is one of the best albums of the 90s. You can come at me. It rocks. It's so good.
Okay.
It's such good alt rock, like post grunge, pop rock. It has the perfect blend of acoustic guitar, electric guitar, and mandolin all playing the same thing in a way that you think, what is that? On every track. I just love this song. I always have. Even when it was new, I was drawn to it. Because I think that little riff is so memorable, that pre-chorus riff. And when you combine that with the kind of like grungy but not quite growled lyric, like vocal delivery, like there's still a lot of melody in this, but it, it's got a little dirt on it. It feels very 90s. It feels very reassuring to me. Activates that nostalgia center in my brain. And I can't tell you the amount of times I've been, in between bands at a concert or squeezing through a crowded dive bar, and you just hear Slide on in the background. And it's kind of like, yeah, this is just an open public space. Like, this is agreeable music that's not going to, like, whip the crowd into a frenzy. But everybody's going to kind of nod their head and be like, oh, yeah, Slide by Goo Goo Dolls. Yeah. Yeah. I know exactly one other Goo Goo Dolls song. It's the other one on this playlist. I should probably actually know more.
You know, like Black Balloon, though.
Yeah. I mean, I know the other songs on this album cursorily, but, like, I know they've been around since the mid-'80s, and they continue to make music, and that's awesome. I just haven't really investigated it because these two songs are so good.
Take that, Oasis.
Oh!
Yeah? Yeah, Oasis.
They listen to this. You know who you are.
Talk about the Dolls, boys.
Okay, all right. I like this song. I think an interesting pick for moving around somebody. I feel like you picked a very situational time to use it, but I like that it actually is about movement. I have to, set you guys up for saying that my song wins today. So I like that it's about movement. And also there's something that's really nice where think about all the social situations in where someone wants to have a conversation that you just want to, I'm just going to slide by out of it, And that's kind of what this song is about, right? It's about how, your family sucks and your dad doesn't like you and he just punched a wall and your mom disowns you and, you don't know what it takes to be a man, but you just want to wake up where that other person's at. And you won't say anything at all. So just smile, I just read off most of the lyrics there, but you get it.
I was like, man, Sean, you sure are projecting a lot. You're like,
Tyler famously doesn't know the words to any song.
That's right.
He's into jazz.
I don't know if I've actually heard this song on purpose.
What's wrong with you?
You haven't heard this song on purpose.
Yeah, until this moment. Until, for this challenge, which was earlier today. And, it sounds about what I expect every Goo Goo Dolls song to sound like. And so that means it's fine. I like that you basically just chose this as, the song you're just going to hear at the grocery market instead of, that's much better than, my first thought, which is, Taylor just picked Slide because that's, an adjective that could be like adjacent to scooting, and I was like, I don't know if I know what's happening here. So of course I had to read the lyrics. It's not. It's like a time of your life again. You know, it's a song that sounds happy, but it's not. It's
No.
bad.
Yeah.
It's about a bad thing happening.
But as
So-
somebody who has family drama, you totally understand, don't you?
That's right. Ooh, we're saying things we don't mean now. Okay, all right.
That wasn't that wasn't a shot.
Keep it moving,
right.
boys. Keep it moving.
Yeah, you're right. Right, Taylor's got a tight deadline. All right, yeah. I mean, it's fine. I agree that this is a song that I feel like I would hear at a grocery store, and I would say, "Oop, a perfect soundtrack for me scooting past somebody." What else?
Gonna
more
grab
can you
them
say?
beans and then just keep walking.
That's right. Them beans.
Them beans.
My favorite Alice in Chains song.
Well, Tyler, why don't you tell us about your favorite scootin' song? What did you pick?
Yeah. This week I chose "Road to Nowhere" by Talking Heads.
We wanna ride to nowhere. Come on inside. Taking that ride to nowhere. We'll take that ride. Maybe wonder where you are. I don't care. Here's where time.
Boy, boys, this sure is a challenge where we're stretching, aren't we? We really are stretching. So, like I said, I kind of wanted a song in sort of like the 80s, 90s canon of kind of like dudes that are just kind of singing about whatever. But as we all know, David Bryan's actually singing about real things that matter. But I felt like I picked this song because it sort of feels like the resignation that you're just going to be continuously scooting past. Like, it's like the part where you have to be like, oop, here I go. You know, it's like, you're like, I just imagine you're going through like a crowd. It's just like one after another. And at some point you're just kind of like, you're trying to do it without like confronting anyone, trying not to say anything. And so there's a sort of like the hopelessness of that. And I sort of feel like it's something I would almost like audibly exclaim as I'm just sort of like, you're like, I guess I'm just on a road to nowhere, or like these people, no, road to nowhere, I guess. Just like, I just imagined like sort of like saying the lyrics to the song, sort of like as like I'm trying to navigate through this crowd. And that's really about as far as it went. Yeah, I'm accepting my fate, my doom.
I mean, it's Talking Heads at their campiest, which is saying a lot. I've always liked this song. I can understand why other people don't, that it kind of shows its age more than some of their other work, and not in a good way. But I think it's kind of funny and kind of cute despite being about death and nihilism.
Right.
And this album in general is kind of weird. Like, this is like coming off of the success of Remain in Light, which was very electronic, and now they're going to do like Americana themes, and they're going to add steel guitar and accordion, and it's going to be like kind of goofy but dark. Like, I don't know. Tonally, it's just really strange as a project. And this song is definitely that. But yeah, I can see it. I feel it for the challenge. It exudes the kind of what that Midwestern mom calls Minnesota nice. Mm-hmm. It's like nice to your face, but then you take out all your feelings when you get home and have to mash something with a rolling pin. That's the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the undertones of frustration that happens in this song. Because sometimes I do feel like that. Like, saying an ope doesn't really do anything. It's like a reaction, like a reflex. That's a better one.
Yeah, you're hoping the person would already be aware to see that you're kind of coming past them, and then
Yeah.
you kind of are like having to like, all right, gotta do an audible.
Right. Yeah, like in a way you're kind of frustrated when you have to do that because you would hope that they would be more spatially aware.
Never are.
Yeah. Not a big Talking Head fan. They're okay.
Sure.
I don't know. Are they from Australia?
No, they're from New York.
They're from New York.
Mm-hmm.
They're the GBGBs boys.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
They're in that canon.
Okay.
it's okay. It
It's a
doesn't have
song.
to be for you. Doesn't have to be for you. It's fine. What was for you this week, Sean?
Yeah, what was?
What
What do you-
was for me? Well, this week I chose "Close to You" by Dayglow.
Tell me for once what that even means. I wanna know you, but can't make it right. There's something on my mind. There's something that I wish I would've told you, but you just don't seem to want to. What I'm doing when you're close to me. Oh yeah. Something on my chest.
So I wanted to pick a song that was recent, because unlike you guys, I'm not stuck in the past. So, I think I found Dayglow just like surfing around on Spotify, and I was like, I like this '80s vibe that they have. I hadn't watched the music video until today, and that it felt like it matched up really nicely. But I think why I picked it was because of the lyrical qualities of movement. And I mean, it is called Close to You, which is obviously what you say, oop, to avoid being close to somebody. And then sliding by to move on. And I was like, well, it's a good song. It fits into that category. So hopefully it will get stuck in your head as much as it gets stuck into my head all the time. So simple pick for a simple challenge.
God, this song is like unescapable.
Thank you.
I mean, it's been out for 2 years, and I feel like I still hear it every like third or fourth day. Like, it's just,
Where?
it's on like every playlist I turn on Apple Music.
Okay.
Like, and it's on TikTok, and like people just really like this song. Like, I had never heard of Dayglow until this song, and now I feel like he's everywhere, and this song is everywhere. And, you know, it's a good song. It suffers in my head a little bit just from being overplayed in my personal bubble, but
Yeah.
that being said, I think it's a great song for this challenge. It has kind of a sliding motion almost to it. It feels like it could have also fit for our dancing in socks challenge. It's fun to like slide
Oh,
around
yeah.
on the floor too.
Yeah.
Like, I dig this. I think this is a good choice.
Oh, I appreciate that. Okay, Tyler. Compliments are welcome.
This goes into the subcategory of Sean's musical preference, which is like where he already had Donny Benet in there, and hers, and where he like lightly flirts with like the '80s turtleneck and blazer combo sort of vibe. Sean's
Taylor,
like, I
can
will.
confirm or deny
Confirm.
that I listen to music that flirts vaguely with the turtleneck and blazer combo.
Confirmed. We all do.
We all do.
Well, Tyler actually dresses like that.
I do.
But I think it's been a natural evolution of doing this show.
Yeah. Am I responsible for that?
Maybe.
Do I pick music that makes you feel like that's what you want to dress like?
But yeah, it sort of reminds me of all those sort of different vibes that kind of already kind of been kind of stewing sort of like in the in the culture for a few years now, and so I feel like it perfectly fits into that realm. It's interesting that this sticks out, like, or this is like the song that people are like really focusing in on, because I have never heard it.
That's fine.
This is a 2 for 3. I've only ever heard my song.
I can't believe you've never heard a slide. That is incredible.
I mean, I've heard of it. I hadn't heard it. But anyway, so I mean, I don't have any context for like the fanfare for the song in particular. I'm kind of wondering like why this is the one that's like, ooh, this is what's sticking on, because I feel like I feel like Donny Benet's doing like a little bit, kind of has a little bit more charisma and sort of like the weirdness of like sort of like that era of of sound.
Yeah.
But I mean, like solid. Can't complain for sure.
Sorry that I complained about both of yours.
Yeah, it's okay. As it relates to the lyrical, as to the challenge, I mean, whatever. I mean, sure, sure. I honestly was very challenged to find any songs in any way that were tangentially related to this challenge. So listen, this is a A for effort, pass fail. And you're like, you know what, this is close enough. I'll take it.
And just like us sliding through this episode to get by making it, it's time for our B-sides. These are songs that were so close to getting picked but didn't quite get there. Anybody got some notable B-sides this week?
Nope, shot right from the hip. Knew what I wanted. Slide by Google Dolls all day long. Yeah, slide.
I was not expecting you to be so horny for slide.
Yeah,
but,
slide.
Here it goes again.
Really? That would have been good.
Like,
Oh, here it goes. Here it goes. Here it goes. Again.
okay, yes, the one by OK Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, the OK Go
Oh.
version would have been good.
Now here it goes again. They're on the little treadmills. It's funny. I was trying to find a Bare Naked Lady song. I had selected Falling for the first time, but I don't think that counts. I don't think that's good. And like I said, I was trying to find a Mountain Goat song. Couldn't find anything. Mr. Tillman by Father John Misty. I was like, this is just a person who's having a really bad time.
Yeah. I don't know if that would have played on that, but
Yeah, it's
I
a little
liked
too
where you're
sad.
going.
Yeah, it's a little. It's listen, thumbs. So that's that's kind of where I ended up.
Yeah, I kind of shot from the hip too. I don't really remember my B-sides. I was just looking for good songs that I liked that dealt with movement. So here we go. Oh, maybe Dance Dance, I Panic at the Disco. That might have been good too.
That's Fall Out Boy, but that's okay.
That is Fall Out
Okay,
Boy, but
they're the same band.
basically,
Yeah,
yes.
you're right.
Tyler, if people want to slide on past you, where can they do that?
Hey everybody, you can find my design illustration work at rudepets.club. As always, you can find me on socials as Rude Pets Club on Instagram and Twitter.
Sean, if people want to keep it moving over to your profile, where can they find it?
You can find me on Instagram at TallySean.
And you can squeeze on past over to my socials at TC Olmstead. All of these songs will be on the official No Repeat podcast playlist. And we'll be back next week with another episode of No Repeat.